Oh, welcome back today again, my guys. So today, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a little action for skin smoothing. Perfect little technique to kind of soften out the skin if you're working on some models or some portrait photography. I'm going to show you the steps on how to create these actions. If you don't like to create these actions and you just want it and have it easy access and just to use, feel free to give me a message and I can just send you the action and you can just download it onto your computer, plug it into your actions panel, and then you're good to go. Like I said, I'll show you the step-by-steps on how to create it if you wanted to create it yourself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the actions here. If you don't have this actions window, again, it's in the Windows panel right here, actions. Go to the actions and I'll turn it right on. Now these pictures that I'm using, I get it from signatureedits.com. It's a website you can just go to, and they have a bunch of raw photos there where you can use just to practice your photo editing and stuff like that. If you don't have time to go out and take pictures and you just want to play around and touch up your skills a bit. Anyways, yeah, so let's get this started. So we're in this actions windows here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this pancake. They call it the pancake. I'll create a new action. So this action, I'm going to call this smooth skin, and I'm going to save it under slanted special because that's my little category that I use for all my portrait retouching. So once I get that set up, I'm going to set up the color, and then we're going to push record, and we're going to go ahead and start this creating this action. So what I want to do is when I'm on my background, I want to create two layers. So I'm going to go on my keyboard on my Windows, Control J, and just create two. Okay. On this bottom one, I'm going to call it smooth, because that's what we're going to do. Smelled that wrong. S-M, M, not N-O-O-T-H. And the top one, we're going to call it texture. So what we're going to do with this texture one, we're going to invert it to gray. So we're going to go Control Shift U, it's a shortcut. It'll bring out all the negative colors. I'm going to shut that off for a minute. Now we're going to go back to the smooth, and we're going to set up the smoothness. So we're going to go to Filter, Blur, Surface Blur. This panel will pop up. I had this preset already, but you just want to get it. I'll show you. So the threshold, we're going to push all the way up first. This is going to blur everything. What you want to do with this radius here is you want to set it to the blur point you want, where the texture is just everything is just kind of blending in. So here we go. Let's go 13. Everything's nice and blurred. And a little bit more. Okay. Let's go 25. And now what we're going to do is going to take this threshold and we're going to bring it back and try to get the edges back. So see, we're trying to see the lips and the eyes. We're trying to refine that back. So we'll bring it down a bit. Okay, a little tighter. There we go. Let's bring that radius back down a bit. This blur is a little too much. That's alright. Okay, when we're good with that, we're going to push OK. And then we'll go back to the texture. We're going to turn it back on, and since we're going to use the high pass on this, we're going to switch it to overlay. Create a smart object if you want, so you can adjust the adjustments later. We're going to go, once that's done, up on texture, we're going to go to filter, other, and then we're going to throw in the high pass. And now you're going to start seeing the textures again. So what you want to do is you want to refine it a bit, get the blur in right about there. Everything looks nice and blurred. Lips are good, everything's good. And we'll go ahead and push OK. Now what you want to do is you want to group the texture and the smooth together. So on my Windows keyboard, I'm going to go texture, and we'll hold down Control, click on smooth, and then I'm going to go Control G, and that's going to group that. Now what I want to do is I want to create a layer mask. On this mask, I'm going to push Control I, and we're going to invert the image, and it's going to take it right back to normal. Now your action is done, so all you got to do is make sure your brush is on white and your opacity is up. White is the brush, black is to undo. White is to do, black is to undo. Okay, so we're going to stop this now because the action is done. But now we're going to test it, so we're going to take the brush. I'm going to zoom in, see if we can see this. Okay, white brush. Now you can see the skin is smoothing. You see that? If you think it's too much, you can always go up here to the opacity, bring your opacity down, and it'll control your flow a little more so it's not so heavy. If it's not heavy enough, you can always adjust it here. Okay, and you can see it's softening everything up. Let's get a little zoom in here, see. You just adjust it to what you want, how strong you want it. We're going to go back and we're going to turn it off. You see, skin is smoothing up. Now you can always overdo it a little bit, and then you can always just make sure you get every spot you want. And then my little trick is, once I do that, what I do is I just back it up a bit. Let's see this again. Off, on. Now you can see it's smooth, right? I think it's a little too much, so you can always come here to the opacity and adjust it to what you want. 0 brings it back to normal. 100%. That's what we put in. So let's meet it halfway, 50%. So it smoothens the skin and it keeps it looking still pretty natural. Hope you guys liked that tutorial, and like I said, if you like my actions and you don't want to create it, just feel free to give me a message and I can just send it to you, and then you can just download it onto your Photoshop and throw it onto your action and apply it to your work. And if you guys like this video, I hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like button if you like it. Anything else you need, any questions, just feel free to ask, and I'll see you guys in the next one.